Hello everyone, we're going live right now. Today I wanted to talk about jealous about other people's success. So have you ever feel like, when you look at people on the social media or when you look at your friends, they're really doing great. And then you feel like that emotion of a pain or sometimes that emotion of like a trigger, like, oh, like looking at those people, you realize I'm here. Why I'm still here? Why I'm not progressing the way I wanted to? I wanted to tell you that this is very common, and but the way we wanted to work with our trigger and our jealous for other people's success, we can work with that as a way to grow ourselves. A lot of times when we feel jealous of other people's success, we're actually projecting our own talents, our own great qualities and our powers onto each other, because we look at the other people and we put them on the pedestal and then we tell ourselves, oh, it's so easy for them, they got it made, right? They got exactly what I wanted to have in life, they get where I wanted to go. But then we look at ourselves and then we realize we're not exactly where we wanted to be in our lives, in our finance, in our career, in our relationship, or in other area of life. So the first thing is that we wanted to see that this is actually a projection onto other people. And when we do feel that trigger of jealousy, we actually wanted to examine our assumptions about ourselves, about success and money, and also about other people. So for sometimes that, for some of us, we feel like, we look at the successful people and the people who has abundant of lifestyle, and we tell ourselves, oh, you know what, they're probably just more talented, they're way intelligent than me, maybe I don't have what it takes, maybe I'm not as smart, maybe I am not as talented, maybe I just don't have what it takes. And also other times, we tell ourselves, those successful people, they're so greedy, they're so aggressive, they are, maybe just to take advantage of other people. That's one of those assumptions as well. And also there's other kind assumption and judgments towards, let's say, we use external excuses for why we couldn't do certain things, why we couldn't reach the goal we wanted to reach, why we couldn't go to places where we wanted to go. For example, some of us, we use, because we don't have enough education. I didn't go to Ivy League, so that's why, I cannot reach certain goals in finance, in my career. Sometimes we blame our color. For example, I always just blame that, oh, English is not my first language. So maybe, people prefer to have a coach that, speak perfect, fluent, native English as a native English speaker, right? So those as a kind of like the excuses we always use to tell us why we couldn't do certain things we wanted to do in life. So I wanted to invite you to think about those questions, to think about those assumptions, right? To think about those judgment towards yourself, success, and other people's success, and also to think about what's your excuse that you use so that you didn't reach your goals, right? So eventually we wanted to take all that power we projected onto other people and the external excuses back to ourselves and know that actually we are the source of our experience. Everything, every success, money, opportunities, and all those things are coming from inside of ourselves. They're not coming from outside of ourselves. And I would like to tell you a story of myself. Is that recently I was talking to an old friend of mine. He was a very intelligent, very very loving, generous, and also very smart guy. And he was working in a consulting firm very successfully. And 2 years ago, he started to also build up this real estate company as a side kind of investment or side career, as you can say. And actually it's only 2 years, but then he not only is still doing his full-time consulting job, it's a very demanding full-time job, but also he was able to expand his investment in real estate to more than $10 million, right? And just listening to him, I was very happy for him, and because he's a dear friend of mine. But at the same time, I do feel this trigger of like jealousy, and this pain, like sharp pain in my heart, because while I was listening to he talking about his success and his achievement, a very dominating thought and emotion in me is that like I really got to examine where I am right now, and I have to admit to myself that I'm not exactly where I wanted to be in life, financially, career wise. And I feel like there's the feeling of like not enough, the feeling of like feeling like inferior, and just inadequacy. That's like the feeling I felt in my heart. And in that moment, I actually have two choices, right? The one choice is to go down this route of feeling jealousy and then buy into the story of like, oh, he's much more intelligent than me. I just don't have what it takes. It's like things are so hard for me. I could go down that path and blame myself and blame on external, and then, which is, you can see, it's definitely not a good path to be on, right? But in that moment, I actually choose to see him as an inspiration. And I decided to stop to project my own power, my own ambition, and my own good qualities onto him. I stopped to tell myself that, oh, he had it easy. It's just easier for him, like he is just more talented. He can turn everything into gold, but then for me, it's like things are hard. It's never that easy. No matter what I do, I have to feel like I was really striving. Sometimes I feel like I'm really struggling. I have to really let go that story of myself. And so as you can see from my story is that there's definitely jewels, gold, and great things about jealousy, right? Each time when we feel triggered, when we feel jealous of others, we actually can see that inside of the jealous, what is our pure desire? What is that we really want to have for our careers, for our finance, for relationships, and for our lives? And we wanted to acknowledge that, yes, this is our true desire. I wanted to pursue it. We wanted to allow ourselves to really pursue those desires in our hearts. And second is that I already mentioned is stop projecting your power onto these people. It is definitely not true that things are easier for others, or some people, they're just more talented. They are more intelligent. They have more talents, right? In life. The truth is that we all born with our innate talents and our unique qualities. We're not exactly the same as human beings. We have differences, but even the fact that you exist at this moment, it means that you have a value. You have a certain qualities you can bring to the world, but it's up to you to accept that and also cultivate, your natural, authentic, innate qualities. So you gotta let yourself shine, right? Because a lot of times, as kid, we suppress our talents just to feed in the family, right? So a lot of people don't really let themselves shine in the world, and then they just look onto other people and project their own talents and power onto others. Say that, oh, those people are so brilliant, but I cannot be like that. Actually, you can. And a lot of times also that when we see other people, they're doing great, they're brilliant, we gotta ask ourselves is that, do we really allow ourselves to develop, some qualities like, be consistent, be commitment to the hard work, right? Do we have the endurance and tolerance to be able to do the hard things, right? And because a lot of times people who are successful and who has the momentum built up for in their lives, they will tell you is that success is not easy at all, right? A lot of people give up, but then they choose to persist it, right? And when other people tell them that, no, you cannot make this happen, but those successful people, they refuse to listen to that naysayers because they chose to listen to their own hearts. Their hearts told them that this is your pure desire and you got to make it happen for yourself because you are the one who's in control of your life. So they keep going, right? And so those are the qualities that's very important if we wanted to develop ourselves, develop our success, right? To reach any goals, is that we have to have those endurance and tolerance to do the hard things, to be persistent even when others give up, even when others tell you otherwise. And so that's all I wanted to share with you today. So next time, let's say when you are triggered by anyone, could be in any area of your life that trigger your feeling of jealous, I want you to ask yourself, is that first is, what is my assumption about myself that I can do what other people are doing right now? The second is that stop projecting my own talents and my power onto those people, right? The third one is, do I allow myself to have those great qualities? Do I allow myself to have my pure desire? And the last question is that, am I cultivating my abilities to be consistent, persistent, and the ability to do the hard things in life? And I wish you a good holiday weekend. See you next time. Bye.